Hello and welcome to Impress, the interactive multi-user process engineering simulation suite. This tutorial will take you through how to create a simple model process. First, sign up. Once you have filled in your details, you'll be returned to the What Next page. Click Proceed to Processes. You will now be shown a page which lists all the processes you have access to. The processes which you are a team member of and can edit are shown in the main section, and public processes that anyone can view but not necessarily edit are shown on the right. We want to create a new process. Process names must be unique, so please use a descriptive and specific process name. Enter a name for your process. Notice that spaces are converted to hyphens. This is because names are used as part of the URLs in Impress. Don't worry too much about that. If we want, we can add a quick description. Click the publicly viewable box if you'd like to allow other Impress users to view but not edit your process. You will likely not want to make your process public, but we will make this process public so that you may view it later. The member list contains the names of other users who can edit the process. To select more than one member, hold down the Control key while clicking, or press the Command key if using a Mac. Once you have filled in this information, you can select Submit. We have now created our process. We need to add components. Components are any chemicals involved in the process: reactants, products, byproducts, catalysts, etc. If it gets transferred between units, it ought to be included. In our process, we will take hydrogen, nitrogen, and combine to form ammonia. First, fill in the name. Don't worry if you don't know the properties. We can look them up from the NIST database. Now NIST has added the information, we can submit and add another. Rather than typing nitrogen, we can sometimes just type the chemical formula. In this case, N2 has returned more than component. We can look up the NIST website ourselves and choose which one we want. Now we have found the correct component, we can copy its CIS registry number back into the name box and rerun the lookup. Add ammonia and select Submit. Now we have our components, and we need to add some units for them to flow through. It is suggested to start with a feed, so let's add one. We're just going to have a main mix stoichiometric feed. We will add a molar flow rate of 300 for hydrogen and 100 for nitrogen. We are now looking at our unit view. Let's take a moment to go over the user interface. At the top is a list of notifications. These are to bring items to your attention and can be hidden if clicked on. On the right, we have the sidebar. At the top is a link to go back to the process overview. This is very useful if you get lost. Underneath is the Actions menu. This will list things that you want to do on the page, such as edit the unit properties, or add a stream linking this unit with another. We'll come back to that in a bit. Underneath the Actions menu is usually other information which might be useful. In this case, a list of all the units in this process. Let's go back to the Action menu and add a stream leaving this unit. Select Add Product Stream. You are now in a new stream form. Streams are used to join two units. The source for our stream will be the main feed, nicely filled in for us. And the destination we can choose from existing units or to add a new unit. Because we only have one unit, we will select Create New Unit. Stream names are optional, and for this exercise we won't bother with them. This time, we will add a reactor. This form is slightly more complicated than the feed form, but don't worry. Key component is a feed reactant that the reaction will be based on. In this case, we will use nitrogen. Conversion is the fraction of key component entering a reactor that is converted during the reaction. We will choose 30% or 0.3. We will now need to specify the reaction. 3 hydrogens plus 1 nitrogen goes to 2 ammonia. Once you have submitted the form, you should be returned to the reactors page. Check that the reaction looks right. Below the general information, you will see the streams entering and leaving the unit. Don't worry that the flow rates are blank just now. These will get filled in after the simulation has been run. Looking at the notifications, it tells us that a reactor must have one product stream, so let's add one. Once again, we are given a new stream form. Again, we want to create a new unit. This time we will create a product tank. Product tanks are simple units that take a stream in and collect products of the process. Now that we've added that, let's look at the process overview. This page, as its name would suggest, leaves you an overview of the process. The image generated in the center gives you a guide to the connection of streams in your process. Now we have created our process, we want to run the simulation and look at the flow rates that were formed. We are now looking at the streams overview of the process. This page lists all the streams in the process and the flow rates of each component in them. The mass flow rates are shown above and molar flow rates at the bottom of the page. If you wish to download this data, you can select Download as Excel Spreadsheet in the Actions menu. This concludes the first tutorial. In our next tutorial, we'll look at modifying our process to add a recycle stream.